So, lesson one, this is exactly how I would teach it. If I were a teacher or a parent, it doesn't really matter. So, first, lesson one is all about identifying what is a want and what is a need. I think that it's really important for kids to have that basic knowledge and to be sure that they understand what is a want, what is a need. It's going to be very useful throughout all of the other activities. The way I like to do it is to start with a short story. Why? Because kids love stories. They want to listen to it, they want to understand, and I think they are more captivated than just someone trying to tell them something. So this is the little story that
Za
I
and Ya discover needs and wants. Did you know needs are essential for survival, like food, water, shelter, and clothing? Wants are things we desire but don't need to survive, like toys and candy. Yeah, I want a new kite. It would be so cool.
It would be cool, Xa. But do you know the difference between a want and a need?
Hmm, I'm
so it goes on, but essentially, Ya explains to Gza what is a want and what is a need, and by the end of the story, Ya really understand what's going. Gza really understand what's going on. And then I like asking questions to kids because I want them to think on their own. So I want them to give me an example of what is a want and what is a need. Once they did that, then I can tell them. So I think that it's really important to show good vocabulary to our kids. So a need is a basic requirement for survival, such as food, water, shelter, and clothing. And a want is something that is desired but not essential for survival, such as toys, video games, or fashionable clothing. And then I find that hands-on is the best way for kids to learn, but it depends of the personality of the kids, of course. So I like having the game time. If you are in a classroom, you can divide the class into two, and they can have a little sign that says need and want. And then you can show a picture or say a word and ask them, what do you think this is? Do you think this is a need or a want? They can discuss as a group and then show their little sign, and then you see if they have the good answer. So in my presentation, I have bread, and I would say, is this a need or a want? And then kids would be a need, or they would be a want. And then fruits and vegetables, are they needs, a need or a want? And it goes on again and again. But what's fun is that you don't have to do it this way. You can also tell the class, okay, everybody make one line, and I'm going to show you shoes. Is this a need or a want? And then you have them walk to the needs side or to the wants side. So that's another way to do it. If you have kids at home and you're doing homeschooling, or you're just a parent that wants to teach this to your kids, you can give each of your kid a want and a need, and then they just show it to you. So there are so many ways to adapt this. And I always like finishing with a conclusion. So make smart choices. Needs are things like food, water, shelter, and clothing that we must have to live. So it goes in their brain. Okay, now I know what a need is. And wants are fun things like toys and candy that we don't need to survive. So, and then I have a little sentence: spend your money wisely and ensure we have what we truly need first. So, yeah, that's it. That would be how I would teach the first lesson on what is a want and what is a need.